Welcome, Spicy Lady. All right, let's dive into what it means to be a Spicy Lady Sigma as a child. And trust me, this isn't your everyday girl power story. Growing up as a Spicy Lady Sigma isn't a typical childhood experience. Even from a young age, she's different in ways that are hard to define. Solitary yet deeply aware. Quiet but perceptive. She's that kid on the playground who's not always in the center of the games, but sees everything around her with a maturity that others don't yet have. She's introspective, carving out her own path instead of following the trends, and she seems to have this inbuilt resilience that makes her stand apart. While other kids might dive into every friendship group or activity, the Spicy Lady Sigma doesn't settle for anything that doesn't feel real. Being a Spicy Lady Sigma as a child isn't about standing out for attention. It's about navigating a world that rarely feels like it fits. It's a quiet strength, a unique form of independence, and a refusal to be molded by others' expectations. And while this path can be lonely, it shapes her into a person who knows who she is, not because she's told who to be, but because she's been learning, observing, and defining herself from the start. Let's dive into 12 brutally honest truths about the experiences of a Sigma girl in her childhood. Let's get started, Spicy Lady. For a more in-depth understanding, I invite you to watch the entire video and share your opinions in the comments below. Number 1. A surprisingly old soul from childhood even at a young age. A Spicy Lady Sigma child stands out with a maturity that's rare for her age. She's the kind of kid who, in the middle of a family dinner or a casual conversation, suddenly drops a question that makes everyone pause. What's the purpose of life? Or why do people hurt each other? She doesn't ask these questions to impress anyone or to sound smart. Her curiosity is genuine. She wants to understand the world on a deeper level than most kids her age even think about. It's not that she's trying to be profound, it's just how her mind naturally works. This depth makes her presence feel different. While other children may chatter about cartoons or the latest fad, she's reflecting on fairness or the meaning of honesty. She won't pretend to be interested in something superficial just to fit in. And sometimes she can come across as distant or even a little mysterious to those around her. Adults find themselves baffled yet drawn to her insight, often forgetting they're talking to someone who hasn't even hit their teenage years. Other kids might think she's a little strange, but her confidence in her thoughts keeps her from feeling the need to conform. This old soul quality gives her a presence that's hard to ignore. She has a way of seeing straight through people and situations, as though she's already learned things most are just beginning to grasp. Number 2. They step into adult family roles at an early age. Many Sigma girls take on adult roles at an early age, stepping up to help their families in ways that surprise those around them. While other children are focused on playdates and homework, these girls often find themselves in the thick of family responsibilities. Whether it's taking care of younger siblings, managing household chores, or even helping with finances. This inclination to step up is not born from obligation, but from a deep-seated sense of duty and empathy. They recognize the challenges their families face and feel compelled to contribute in meaningful ways. This experience also fosters resilience. They understand the value of hard work and the importance of being there for loved ones during tough times. However, this maturity can sometimes feel like a burden. While their friends may enjoy carefree childhoods, Sigma girls often carry the weight of family expectations on their shoulders. They might feel overwhelmed at times, torn between wanting to enjoy their youth and the responsibilities they've taken on. Yet this balance shapes them into strong, compassionate individuals who understand life's complexities from an early age. Ultimately, their willingness to help instills in them a deep sense of purpose and connection, showing them that love and support can come in many forms, free of scarcity or need. She's not looking for someone to complete her. Instead, she knows exactly who she is, what she wants, and what she's willing to accept. Her confidence is unshakable, and she won't compromise her standards just to keep someone around. When she's with a man, it's because she made a clear choice, not because she feels incomplete or craves validation. This gives her relationships a rare quality, a calm, balanced partnership where she chooses to stay, not because she has to, but because she genuinely wants to. Number 3. They absorb knowledge for survival, not just fun for a Spicy Lady Sigma child. Learning isn't just about passing the next quiz or impressing someone. It's about arming herself for life. When she dives into an interest, she does it with a quiet intensity that goes far beyond curiosity, that she's not reading about ancient civilizations, survival skills, or tactical games like chess just because they're interesting. She's absorbing each piece of knowledge as if it were a survival tool she might need one day. It's not something she consciously thinks about. It's a natural instinct that guides her to topics that feel substantial, relevant, and meaningful. Other kids might learn for the sake of getting good grades or following what's trendy, but not this girl. She's gathering wisdom that will stick with her for the long haul. In her mind, even at a young age, there's an underlying sense that the world is complex, sometimes challenging, and she intends to be ready that if she's learning chess, it's not just to win a game, it's to understand strategy, to see 10 steps ahead. If she's reading philosophy, she's diving into human nature and understanding morality on a deeper level. This instinct to learn for survival rather than for fun is a unique trait that sets her apart. Even if she doesn't fully understand why certain topics draw her in, she intuitively knows they hold value. And with each new layer of knowledge, she quietly builds an inner arsenal of tools and perspectives she can call on to navigate the world her own way. Number 4. Hyper-aware of adult hypocrisy from childhood. From a young age, a spicy lady Sigma has a finely tuned radar for hypocrisy, especially when it comes from adults. She notices when the people around her say one thing but do another, and she doesn't forget it that if a parent talks about kindness but gossips about neighbors, or if a teacher enforces rules yet treats students unfairly, she picks up on these inconsistencies right away. While most kids might not think twice, she's already questioning why adults feel they can get away with bending the rules they expect everyone else to follow. She might not voice her thoughts openly, but the gears in her mind are turning, and she's storing these observations with a growing sense of skepticism. This awareness shapes her early. She becomes cautious about trusting authority, learning quickly that just because someone has power doesn't mean they deserve blind respect. If she hears adults talking about honesty, kindness, or respect, she wants to see those values in action. Otherwise, their words don't mean much to her. This skepticism isn't disrespect, it's a demand for authenticity. She doesn't trust just because someone says, "Trust me." She trusts when actions and words align. This tendency to see through facades makes her seem wise beyond her years. She doesn't fall easily for empty promises or sugar-coated explanations, and she grows up valuing truth over appearances. Authority figures who are genuine earn her respect, but those who aren't will find she's not easily swayed by titles or commands that "we appreciate you, spicy lady, for being a treasured subscriber." Your consistent support is vital to us and fuels our passion for delivering meaningful content. Thank you for your engagement and encouragement. Number 5. They rarely find mentors who truly understand them from a young age. A Sigma girl often finds herself navigating the world with less support than most kids around her. It's not that she doesn't have people in her life. It's just that when things get hard, she quickly realizes she's the one who will have to pick herself back up. Whether it's feeling different from her peers, handling early disappointments, or dealing with situations others don't quite understand, she learns that comfort and encouragement aren't always going to be there. Instead of expecting a safety net, she starts building her own. This experience teaches her to rely on her inner strength long before most kids even know what that means. While others might have adults or friends to lean on, she's figuring out how to process her feelings, find her own solutions, and manage setbacks on her own. Pain for her becomes less of something to avoid and more of a teacher, one that shapes her thinking, her instincts, and her resolve. She starts to understand that she can endure even when she feels alone. As a result, she matures faster than her peers. She's less prone to complaining or looking for an easy way out, and she doesn't crumble at the first sign of trouble. Instead, she quietly powers through, knowing she's capable of handling things solo if she has to. This self-reliance becomes her armor, and though it's born from hardship, it gives her a resilience that will serve her for life. Number 6. They attract early hate for refusing to conform. Most Sigma girls attract hate at an early age because of their refusal to conform and their habit of questioning everything. From a young age, many Sigma girls find themselves in the crosshairs of disapproval simply because they refuse to fit in. While their peers may be quick to follow trends and conform to group norms, these girls stand out by questioning social rules and thinking independently. This fearless nature can attract envy or disdain from those who feel threatened by someone who dares to be different. Other kids might label her as weird or too intense, which only amplifies their desire to push her away. When a Sigma girl speaks her mind or challenges the status quo, it can make more conventional kids feel uncomfortable. They often don't know how to handle someone who doesn't play by the rules, leading to bullying, gossip, or outright hostility. Her refusal to blend in can be seen as a challenge to the social hierarchy, prompting others to react defensively. This early experience with hate or exclusion can be tough, but it never breaks her spirit. Instead, these negative reactions strengthen her resolve. She learns that authenticity isn't always accepted, and that the road less traveled can be lonely. This struggle becomes part of her identity, reinforcing her independence and fueling her determination to remain true to herself. Over time, she develops a thick skin and a deep understanding of her own worth, recognizing that while she may attract hate, she also possesses a strength that few others can comprehend. In a world that often values conformity, her courage to question everything sets her apart and prepares her for future challenges. Number 7. Early existential thoughts beyond her years. While most kids are consumed with playground games or the latest trends, a Sigma girl often finds herself lost in deeper, more profound thoughts. She might sit quietly, her mind racing with questions about existence, purpose, and the nature of the universe. While her peers worry about fitting in or what to wear tomorrow, she's contemplating why she's here at all. This inclination toward existential questioning makes her childhood feel drastically different, almost as if she's living in a world of her own, peering through a window into a vast landscape of ideas others aren't ready to explore. These early encounters with heavy, philosophical topics can be isolating. She may feel like an outlier among her friends, who seem content with simple, everyday concerns. This difference often leads to loneliness, as she struggles to relate to those who don't share her depth of thought. While others are busy having fun, she's wrestling with life's complexities, trying to understand herself and her place in the world. Yet this unique perspective also brings richness to her growth. She learns to navigate her emotions and thoughts with a maturity her peers lack, gaining insights that serve her well into adulthood. These existential questions shape her worldview, fostering resilience and profound self-awareness. Even if she feels out of sync with those around her, she's on a self-discovery path that many won't embark on until much later in life, gifting her unmatched wisdom. Number 8. Outsider syndrome without victim mentality. From a young age, spicy lady Sigmas often sense they don't quite belong. While other kids obsess over social norms and peer acceptance, these girls embrace their outsider status with pride, not pity. Instead of viewing their uniqueness as a disadvantage, they wear it like a badge of honor. This mindset stems from a clear understanding that being different is not a flaw, but a superpower that sets them apart. While most children crave popularity and group validation, spicy lady Sigmas see the superficiality of social cliques and peer pressure. They reject the idea that popularity defines self-worth and instead nurture their own unique interests, values, and perspectives. Whether it's unconventional hobbies, unique fashion choices, or an unfiltered outlook on life, they celebrate what makes them distinct. This acceptance of their outsider status builds incredible resilience. They learn to live life on their own terms, no longer dependent on others' validation. This mindset also lets them bond with other authentic, non-conformist people, forming genuine connections that rise above shallow social hierarchies. By embracing their individuality, spicy lady Sigmas become natural trailblazers, challenging the status quo and inspiring others to embrace their true selves. They turn alienation into empowerment, proving that being an outsider fuels creativity, strength, and profound life insight. Number 9. They know they're unique. Without feeling superior, a spicy lady Sigma realizes from an early age that she doesn't think, act, or react like other kids. She notices her friends following trends, laughing at unfunny jokes, and blindly obeying unspoken rules, and she knows that lifestyle doesn't resonate with her. She never does things just because everyone else is doing it. This awareness of her unique perspective starts subtle but grows undeniable over time. She sees the world through her own lens, not the filtered, group-approved version handed to her by society. Crucially, this self-awareness never turns into arrogance. She doesn't feel superior or better than others. She's often quietly puzzled by her own detachment, wondering why norms that work for everyone else feel empty to her, that it's not pride. It's quiet acceptance that her path is different. When her peers blindly follow and conform, she steps back to watch, analyze, and assess. This distance can feel isolating at times, but it feels natural to her, as if she's tuned into a deeper frequency others can't hear. This early understanding of her uniqueness builds unshakable independence. She learns to respect others' choices without feeling the need to join them. This quiet self-assurance becomes her core foundation, even when no one around her fully understands her mindset. Number 10. They feel misunderstood, but rarely explain themselves. Sigma girls spend most of their childhood feeling misunderstood by peers, teachers, and even family members. Their unique perspectives and independent thinking often lead to unfair misinterpretations of their actions and intentions. But unlike most kids who beg for approval and clarity, Sigma girls never bother to defend or explain themselves. They have innate confidence in their identity and understand that not everyone is capable of grasping their depth. This detachment from validation is both liberating and lonely. While other children go to great lengths to fit in and be liked, Sigma girls are comfortable letting others make their own assumptions. They recognize that people project their own biases and beliefs onto others, and they refuse to waste energy changing narrow-minded perceptions. Instead, they live unapologetically, pursuing their interests and staying true to their values, even if it means standing alone. This attitude builds incredible self-reliance and resilience. They learn to trust their instincts over public opinion, cultivating a strong sense of self that can never be shaken by others' judgment. Though this independence can feel isolating at times, it allows them to live authentic lives, free from the chains of needing external acceptance to feel worthy. Number 11. They analyze their pain instead of hiding from it. Sigma girls have a one-of-a-kind relationship with their emotions, especially pain. While most children avoid uncomfortable feelings and chase constant distraction, Sigma girls confront their struggles head-on. This instinct to dissect their own pain is an uncommon level of introspection for a child. Instead of burying sadness, frustration, or confusion, they sit quietly with their emotions, examining every layer and root cause like a careful observer. They ask themselves tough, mature questions. What triggered this feeling? How is this affecting me? What lesson can I learn from this? This habit of self-analysis helps them fully understand their inner world and builds unmatched emotional resilience. By facing pain instead of running from it, they develop a mental fortitude most adults spend decades trying to build. Unfortunately, this emotional depth often makes them seem aloof or overly serious to others. While other kids live carefree, playful childhoods, Sigma girls are busy processing growth and hardship, but this emotional maturity is a superpower. It equips them with elite emotional intelligence that lets them navigate adulthood's challenges with grace, clarity, and understanding. Number 12. Hyper-selective with friendships, quality over quantity. Spicy Lady Sigma kids approach friendships with extreme selectivity, prioritizing deep, genuine bonds over a large social circle. Unlike their peers who chase popularity and crowded friend groups, Sigma girls only seek connections that resonate with their core self. They don't care about having a popular reputation or fitting into trendy social circles. They only crave intimate, meaningful relationships with the few people who truly understand and appreciate their uniqueness. This quality over quantity mindset means when they choose to trust someone, they love and loyally invest fully in the relationship. Their loyalty is unwavering, and they are fiercely protective of their genuine friends. But trust does not come easy. They hold extremely high standards for friendship and have no problem walking away from shallow, one-sided, or superficial connections. This selectivity can make them seem distant or cold to superficial people, but they're simply protecting their emotional energy. They'd rather have 2 real friends than 100 fake acquaintances. When they do find their people, their friendships are incredibly rich, supportive, and long-lasting, built on mutual understanding, respect, and authenticity. Final thoughts when looking back on the childhood of Spicy Lady Sigmas, it's clear these girls are anything but ordinary. They refuse to fit the mold of a typical, carefree childhood, and that's exactly what makes them so extraordinary. While other kids obsess over popularity, trends, and fitting in, Sigma girls spend their youth analyzing their minds, questioning life's biggest mysteries, and stepping into mature roles that shape them into miniature adults. Yes, they can seem intense, and their refusal to conform often ruffled shallow people's feathers. But who wants to be just another generic face in the crowd? Their rare mix of introspection, resilience, and independence gives them a wisdom that puts most adults to shame. It's as if they were born with a hidden guidebook for navigating life's complexities, while everyone else is still learning the basics. Their childhood may lack mindless, superficial fun, but it is filled with transformative experiences that mold them into the strong, independent, unapologetically authentic women they grow up to be. Oh, if you ever meet a spicy Lady Sigma who feels slightly out of place or otherworldly, don't question her depth. She sees more, feels more, and understands more than everyone around her. And more than likely, she'll teach you more about life, truth, and authenticity than anyone you've ever met. Thank you for tuning in, Spicy Lady. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and always stay true to your Sigma self. God bless.